Okay.
Now we're live. Okay, so see, it's going to be weird when you hear your own voice, but it's fine. And if it's too weird, you can pull one of them off and it makes it better when you're talking. Try it with one.
Like one of those cool DJs? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, but see.
Like I'm in the Bronx in the boiler room?
Yes.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Thank you.
See, isn't that a little bit better?
I'm going to lie and say yes, but sure.
Okay. All right. So this will be the third episode of Exchange MKE. I was not planning on recording it. You can tell Andy's not here. Judge Conan's here randomly because he was at the Swingin Door. I don't think I have a camera that can show you. Let's see. I don't think so.
I mean, I can do the air horns. Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah, pew, pew, pew. But walked into the Swingin Door for another meeting, and Daryl just pointed directly to you and said, "You need to put her on the show." And I said, "Okay, I have a meeting. If you're still here when I come back, let's do this." So I still don't know who you are. Who are you?
I will say as an alias, my name is Diane. That's what we'll go by.
All right, Diane. Diane. And no one's going to recognize you?
Oh, no, they will, but we're going to pretend, that false sense of security. That's what I'm clutching by the edges of my teeth. So.
Okay. All right. So Daryl told me that I absolutely had to meet you. How did this come about? What happened?
God, I think it's only because like Daryl is used to me like cackling like a hyena at the door, and I am so used to when it comes to, like working in the service industry, just I don't know, like tapping in and be like, "Hey, do you want to hear me like talk shit about this random experience that I had that I had to suffer through because I was being paid at that point in time?" And Daryl listens. Or he pretends to. He pretends, if we're going to be honest. He's a bartender. He lies to me a lot, but that's okay.
So you have a very tumultuous relationship with Daryl.
No, I do not.
As someone who runs a show for entertainment purposes, I would like to continue going down this path maybe for a little bit, because Daryl's going to be on this show.
No.
So we could have like a whole little, this could turn into a whole thing.
No.
So what's your relationship with Daryl? And for those who don't know, Daryl is a bartender at the Swingin Door, and he is a huge fan of this concept. So he is always looking out for interesting people. So when I walk in, he can just frantically point at somebody like our friend Diana here.
Oh, perfect.
All right. So what's your relationship with him?
So I currently like work for a catering company, and honestly, like the Swingin Door has just become our little after shift spot to come to after like closing a wedding for like 300 fucking people and being so angry that we're just like, you know what would be better? Champagne, vodka, shots of whiskey. And that was just the door. It was just, I don't know. It just became our thing.
So I'm trying to pull up the questions because I have specific questions we want to ask, but it's also cool if we go. So when you see me on my phone, I am paying attention. I'm just trying to multitask here.
It's okay.
I promise I am.
No,
so
you're on TikTok.
Well, one of them. Yeah. I'm posting pictures of you on TikTok right now.
It.
Yes. So why the Swingin Door? What brought you there?
God, it was just like one of the first spots in terms of like working in the service industry that I was like brought to. Anyone can like go there. It's very like low key. It's not super pretentious. They're not serving drinks in mason jars. You know what bar I'm talking about. I don't have to deal with fairy lights. That's not there often. And it was just like a nice casual little spot to like just come to. Like no pressure. Chill.
Just one of your favorite spots?
Yeah.
Yep. So that's honestly one of the reasons we started this show is I've been there a lot. I mean, our studio's right down the block, and there is something different about it. And we talk about that a lot. Even our last guest was from, he was at Angel's Envy as a brand educator. So out of state. He's like, I was hitting a lot of bars, and I went here, and like I felt like I had to go back. So they're putting something in it. It might be Daryl. He might be like a gnome, like a magical wizard. He's putting something in people's drinks, so we're all obsessed with it.
It's very magical,
yes.
If we're going to be very honest. So,
no, it's a great place for locals and transients. So did you grow up in Milwaukee?
Oh, born and raised, yes.
Born and raised. Whereabouts?
God damn. I was like raised on the north side. So I'm like, I don't know, like in the Locust area. Harambe.
Okay.
I missed you, Harambe.
We're not going to get into that.
No.
I don't want to be canceled on the third episode And like that Harambe started all of the shit. Like if you look at all the things bad that have been happening over the last several years, what's the linchpin? It was Harambe. So we don't want to, we're going to reopen those wounds. So we're not going to go there. So born and raised around the Locust area in Harambe. Yes. What's keeping you in Milwaukee?
If we're gonna be okay, so I can give you two answers, right? I can go ahead and be.
I want all the answers.
I want all of them. Okay.
Yes.
So the honest, like super deep emotional answer would just be like, I love the people. My family grew up here. The connections that we're able to develop. It has that small town, but not a small town mentality, where I'm able to just go to any bar, any restaurant, and 9 times out of 10, there's someone that I know or someone that I know tangentially.
And you can park on the street.
Well, I don't drive.
Better than
so
a big
that's
city.
Not a problem
okay,
for
well,
me.
even better for you. Yeah.
Uber will take me everywhere. But, but it's just like that connectedness, right?
Yeah.
The very shallow answer would be because the drinking water is great and every place else I've been to tasted like shit. So
well, there you go.
Two answers.
That's like the first and only time I think I'll ever hear that answer. I live in the city for the drinking water.
Milwaukee spent billions of dollars to go ahead and repair their drinking water infrastructure.
Oh, it's good, but I have well water, so I don't even know.
Ooh.
I like well water. It's good.
Ooh, minerals.
Yes.
Okay, I love that for you.
So, where did you go to high school?
Oh God, that's a loaded question. Mainly because my high school does not exist anymore. So
Shit.
It's a long story.
What happened to it?
I don't know. There were rumors.
Like a sinkhole?
Well, we heard that a parent stabbed a child, and we were just like, "What's happening?"
Wait, what?
Yeah. Anyway,
so wait, you went to high school. A parent stabbed a kid. Now the high school's gone.
Well, it was
Judge. Do you have anything to say about this? You have no idea. Okay.
Right. So, I mean, there's no validity to it. It was just like a high school rumor. If it happened, it happened. Who knows? It's a secret. It's a fucking mystery for us all. Scooby Gang.
When did you graduate? Just so I can get an idea of what.
2011.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Just wondering.
I don't know what you're going to do with that information, but yeah.
I was going to see if I had any relevant like pop culture topics, but I graduated in 2003, so no, I do not.
Well, I was going to say gold star for you in your attempt, but
yeah, no, terrible.
But so I originally went to it was Marshall.
Okay.
And then I ended up like at the Juneau campus for Montessori, where our icon was the Legends. What icon that would be or mascot? No fucking idea, but it's something.
Okay.
And then as I'm graduating, my teachers are just telling me, yeah, this is not going to be a thing anymore. So if you are in need of your transcripts at any time, just use this Parchment app and hopefully you'll get them. I'm like, okay.
So like there's almost like no record that you attended a high school at all, potentially?
There's a transcript and a paper trail. It just doesn't. It just doesn't.
This is like a golden opportunity for you to just say, I was a 4.0 student. Like just who are they going to confirm it with?
Oh no, my teachers know me.
And for legal reasons, that was a joke. I just realized as a judge here, lawyers in the room, and I'm telling you to falsify some documents about your education.
I mean, who's gonna sit there and look? Who's gonna try to go back that far? No one.
I don't know. Maybe.
No one. No. If you do, I'm surprised. I'm impressed.
So in high school, who were you? Who were you in high school?
Oh God.
Like what group did you fit in with?
Okay, so I grew up in a very predominantly African American community. You couldn't tell, right?
I didn't notice at all.
Yeah, fucking idea.
Yeah. I'm so not racist. I can't even believe it that you just told me that now.
I know it's shocking when you hear it. Yeah. But I was very much a punk, a goth, alternative kid.
Hell yeah.
Well, you say that now, but when school shootings are a problem, it wasn't great. They're just like, are you going to be the next one? What's happening? Are you sure?
We had the trench coat mafia in my timeline.
Hashtag Columbine.
See, this is why I asked exactly. That's why I asked the year, because I'm like, okay, what type of people were in high school at that time? So
so I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you like my most unfortunate costume choice at this point in time. So Virginia Tech just happened. Sorrows, terrible, right? But I come in with the day after this tragedy happens, long trench coat, giant combat boots, just polished, all black, deep dark eyeliner. And when I tell you, every single teacher in my high school are just like, "Are you okay?"
So you did that on purpose?
No.
Even subconsciously?
I had no idea.
Oh, so you didn't know what happened?
I had no fucking clue. I had no clue.
The universe was setting you up to fail.
Immediately. It wasn't until one of my like classmates was just like, "Hey, there was a tragedy that happened." So the day before.
The other goths were like, "Hey, maybe not now."
Literally. And I'm just like, "Oh no. No, I'm so sorry."
When your goth punk peers are like, maybe you should tone it down.
Maybe just clock out.
Yeah, turn it off just for like a few days.
Just for the rest of the week, okay?
That's fantastic.
No fucking clue.
That's the greatest thing ever.
Oh no.
I mean, retrospectively, for the story purposes, it's the greatest thing ever.
Hilarious. During the point in time.
So did you like leave and change, or you just dealt with it the rest of the day?
Oh no. I mean, I'm not going to fucking change. I was like 5
You're
miles
like,
away from home.
I look good.
I mean, the fit, crisp. Okay? Do you know how much time it takes to fucking polish? Military boots?
No.
It takes a while, okay?
I was not goth. I don't know.
Shame on you.
I was in between a nerd and an athlete, so I was just kind of like in limbo.
Well, at least like you're a football player who's not failing. I think that's great.
No, I got like C's.
Okay, never mind.
My name's Joe. I was literally an average Joe my whole life. Like literally at everything, I'm pretty good at a lot of stuff.
Got it. Noted.
That's it.
Noted.
That's just it.
So you were the one child who was not left behind.
Yeah, no, I wasn't left behind, which is good. Yeah. I could have been forgotten. Like, oh, where's that average kid? It doesn't
what's
matter.
His name is?
Yeah, no. I think like Joe.
John?
It doesn't matter.
I think it was John.
Yeah, he doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
It's okay. He's not gonna.
So the goth kid comes in after Virginia Tech, dressed up, ready to just. So they all thought you did it on purpose.
Apparently.
Jeez.
There were a lot of eyes on me.
Yes.
There was a lot of convincing. No, I had no clue.
That's funny. So that's why you are the person you are today now.
I guess so. Some would say it's just PTSD, but
From that incident?
That and many others, but we'll see.
All right. What I want to ask you too is, do you have an interesting story that you'd like to tell?
I have so many, but I've
like what's like your best one? This is your shot. Tell your best story.
My one shot. Okay. Well,
ruin it for all your future interactions. Like, yeah. We saw you on the show. No, you don't need to tell us again. We're not that popular yet, so now's your time.
Got it. So I can just like fucking just shoot the shit. It's gonna be terrible. Yes, I do have a very interesting story.
All right.
Just go.
Just go. Lay it on me. Yeah.
Cool. So I work for a catering company, and at this point in time, it was one of the I would say like more recent weddings. I had to like go ahead and close by myself. So it started off as like being a event that I thought was very culturally conscious. The groom, he was a doctor in a hospital, and he was first generation Cantonese. So his parents did not speak a lick of English. So trying to pass apps to people who don't speak the same language and just being like, I don't know, fish? Like, do you want it? Or no? Okay. And trying to just like develop like that.
Like making hand motions like
literally, I'm just like, moo, cow. I don't fucking know how to make like a cow sign with my hands. It's beef. Do you want the beef or not?
You're just mooing at the groom's parents.
Just being absolutely terrible. And the bride was American, right?
Okay.
So she was very conscious in terms of like the groom's parents and like his culture and everything like that. And I thought that was very respectful. The ceremony was like translated into Cantonese, so that way like his parents can understand. I'm like, holy fuck! In this day and age,
they're doing a great job. All right,
no, gold star already. Yeah. She was like dressed in like the very traditional garb and everything like that for like a Cantonese wedding, and I'm just like, I'm so proud of you. I would not have expected anything less, because she was a physical therapist who was working at the same hospital.
Oh,
so the ceremony's fine, cocktail hour's fine, dinner is fine. She like transforms into like wearing the traditional American cream puff style dress, yada yada yada. It wasn't until the lights went down and the cocktails were flowing that I'm just like, it's a little different. And the little different was I was clearing. I was like right by the DJ table, and I look out to the dance floor and I see somebody doing their hardest to shake as much ass on top of the groom. And she wasn't in a cream puff dress. And she wasn't dressed in white. And she was not the bride. And so me being me, I'm just like, well, I'm Sherlock Holmes, and there's a mystery afoot. I have to solve this story really fast, because what the fuck is happening?
Who's the mystery woman?
Literally.
But this is out on the dance floor.
On the dance floor.
In front of God and everybody.
In front of everyone. Okay. I don't know if God was present. I'm about to say there was a lot of people who was.
Okay.
So I have a tray full of glasses. I literally just like set this tray down right by the DJ, and I'm just like, you look after this, because I got something else to do. So I'm trying to be nosy. I'm like trying to be as inconspicuous as possible, being a person who clearly was not a guest, like walking around the dance floor, getting close. Like, what are you guys saying to each other? Like, this is not just like a money dance. Like, what is happening?
Are you in uniform?
Yeah.
So you're just out on the dance floor now with like no hors d'oeuvres or drinks. You're just there.
I had a broom in my hand pretending to sweep. I think that counts.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So like in a movie when it's very obvious that the person trying to listen in, you're that person?
Oh, completely. I don't give a fuck. Like, these people had so much.
Why is she sweeping the dance floor in the middle of the wedding?
So much to drink. I think that they were being like, man, she is on her P's and Q's. Making sure there's not a glass.
She got great reviews. They
dirt.
cleaned the dance floor while we were on it. Amazing.
Amazing. She was on beat with every like little rhythm, sweeping back and forth. She was there for us, you know? And that's the delusion that I choose to stick with.
No, that's definitely what happened.
I mean, well, obviously.
And if half the family's Cantonese and don't even know our traditions, they'll be like, oh this is just a normal American wedding. Yeah, they must clean the floor real time.
She's probably like, oh, that's just part of her culture. I'm like, yeah, the culture that pays me. But anyway. So I'm getting close, and I just hear the groom say to this woman who is, once again, throwing her back with as much force as a fucking hurricane. And I'm like, you know what? I support that lady. And he's just like, I should have never married her. I should have married you. And I'm like,
you heard him say that to her.
What?
You heard him say that to her.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes. Hands up in the air. Celebratory in the fashion that he said this. So I'm just like, oh no. Y'all spent so much money on this. What are you guys doing?
Like, where's puffy dress?
Literally. So just to let you know, puffy dress comes up from the elevators, doors open, lights are bright. She looks across the dance floor, sees her groom, her husband, essentially, being danced on by a woman who decides to like go ahead and prove to us that she does have Megan Thee Stallion knees, you know, Meganese, who once again throwing one cheek at a time. All right, come through with the isolation. Bride runs across the dance floor, and I'm just like, oh, maybe it's time for me to like move back, you know, with my broom.
You sweep away,
you know, like, moonwalk, like just, you know, we're just gonna be in the background. And I just like hear, how the fuck dare you? How could you do this to me? I can't. And
That's definitely not the first time.
It wasn't. Because apparently, what I found out later, this woman who was dancing on the groom was a RN at the same hospital that the groom worked, which is the same hospital that the physical therapist bride worked.
All the stereotypes are being fulfilled.
Yeah, so I was like,
about healthcare workers.
Know each other, okay.
Yeah. That was a contentious invite too to begin with. It was like we're not inviting her, and like we got to because we're inviting the rest of the nurses.
Oh, you're so funny. It's because she was not present for the ceremony. She was not present for the cocktail hour. She was not present for the dinner. She just popped up for the dancing portion, so she was not even there.
Oh, wedding crash to try and steal the groom.
I mean, he wasn't a prize, if we're going to be honest, but okay.
I mean, in a lot of men's cases, it's not necessarily the man himself that's the prize.
Well, sure.
The bank account.
Do you know how much debt doctors have?
I don't know. Some of them are doing all right.
I mean, sure, in sadness, but fine.
They're doing better than podcasters.
Better than banquet servers. I guess this would count.
But with half the bullshit, apparently.
Apparently. Fucking Christ.
All right. So they're engaging.
Yes, they're
You're just
engaging.
sweeping the shit out of that floor.
The same square of the dance floor. You know?
It's like worn down.
It is so sparkly.
Just shiny.
Mr. Clean would be so proud.
Were you speeding up too, like as it was getting more intense?
No, I'm a person who likes to follow the rhythm of like the background music. So, I was just like vibing with the broomstick. It was fine. So then like as she's like cussing this man out, which I mean, yeah, well deserved. I see her like run to the bar and she like just chugs down like all these glasses of wine, and then I see her like walk outside.
The bride.
Okay. Yes. Because the RN has no common sense. Why would she leave? She's there forever now.
She's claiming her territory.
Apparently, in the middle of this, these people had to spend at least $45,000 on this wedding.
Jeez.
I know, makes my chest hurt every time I think about it. But so she like runs outside to the terrace. Me being me, I'm just like, ooh, please don't jump. We are on the third.
You're like sweeping your way over to the terrace.
Literally just like, no, wait.
Like, hey, how's it going out here?
Are you okay?
You're like looking over the side, like, what floor are we on?
We're on the third floor above Lake Michigan. I'm like, please don't jump. Please don't.
Are you the type of person who would go after her in the water? I gave you the opportunity to at least lie about being a really amazing person.
That was the rudest question I've ever been asked. Am I being paid for that? No. Why in the fuck would I follow her after? No, I'll call somebody real fast. And I'll tell you exactly where she landed immediately.
You're there. Fast. We do need the spotter.
Yeah, I will be the spotter.
There you go.
I will direct all of the emergency people to where they need to go. No, all that fabric, you're going to be a fucking drug under. What am I going to do? Struggle with you? No. No. The Hippocratic Oath says that you should go ahead and take care of your patient. Right now, in that instant, I'm your patient. No, yeah. We're not. No. Good luck to you and good luck to everybody else. Yeah. Luckily, the bride did not go out there by herself or like her bridesmaids, which is like, oh my God, how could this have happened? And I'm like, yeah, how could that have happened? You knew though.
Yeah, there's no warning. All of a sudden.
You had to have known. So the groom, at this point, he's just like, well, might as well go ahead and like get bent off my face. I'm like, okay, well, c'est la vie, your life. So he gets so drunk and he drops like this giant like rocks glass directly on the dance floor. And he's like, oh, I'll pick it up. I'm like, please don't. This is the only time I'm supposed to sweep. Can you not? Literally, I could finally do the job that I was like supposed to have with this broom. And he's like, nah, I've got it. I'm a doctor. I'm like, what the fuck does a doctor have to do with broken glass? Okay. Whatever. So of course, drunk man decides to like go ahead and like use his hands to like pick it up. And you know what happens? Cuts cuts, blood everywhere. So I'm just like, oh, okay.
Like, now we actually need a doctor.
Yeah, now we do. So as he's like walking around with like this broken glass, I'm like, please put it down. For the love of God, just put it down. He's just like, oh no, it's fine. I can bandage myself up. RN finally does something useful. And she's just like, maybe you should just go ahead and sit down and let me wrap up your hand. I was like, yeah, finally. Jesus Christ.
Like, you caused all this.
Literally, you did this. You did this. I'm here in this position because of you. How dare you? You fucking Jezebel.
The audacity.
The audacity.
The audacity.
How dare you? Anyway.
My word.
Exactly.
Well, I never.
So this woman finally like convinces like this drunk man who I am sure he is just like fucking 69 sheets to the goddamn wind. He has no consciousness at this point. Wraps up his hand and he tries to go back to the bar and I'm just like, no. No, we're not doing this. So his best man, who now has like the common sense to be tagged in to like, you know, like help.
All right, it's gone too far. It's time for me to step in.
Yeah. You're like, this is the time. I'm like, okay, you're late. You're late by 45.
I'll tell you exactly what he's doing. As a guy, back in the day, I would have been like, maybe it will resolve itself and I won't have to do any work. And you wait till like as long as possible. I'm sure that's what was going through. He was probably wanting to have a good time and didn't want to stop. I'm not saying it's the right decision.
I mean,
I'm just saying that's what he was doing.
Not the right one.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no, totally. Where he's just like, no, dude. Like, I am so tired of.
Or
you.
he thought it was fucking hilarious.
One
He's
of the
just in the back
well, you
laughing
know
about
that
it the
he
whole
was
time.
like definitely lied on about like this whole entire situation. Where he's just like, yeah, I know you're gonna go to this chrysanthemum's house, but you can say that you're at mine, and we're just like watching Green Bay sports. You know, like that's a fucking lie. Anyway, like you know that he's covered multiple times, so he's
100%.
fully prepared.
Yes.
But then, like, I watched this man physically pick up his best friend and, like, throw him into an elevator. And he's just like, we're going to your hotel room, bro. And I'm like, okay, about time.
Yeah.
You should have been done that, but all right.
Yeah. Like an hour ago.
Literally. When you saw the RN approach, you should have just left.
Yeah.
With him. But okay. So takes him on the shuttle to the honeymoon suite that he's supposed to be sharing with his bride. It is now midnight. First of all this shit fucking happened before midnight. Forgot to mention that. This is like 2 a.m. bullshit that you expect.
Yeah.
Nah. So
the old people are still at the wedding?
Literally.
Yeah.
So I turn on the lights. I'm like, y'all have to go home someplace else. Not here. Get the fuck out.
Just start playing closing time.
It's like closing time. Get the fuck on out of here. Anyway, so the mother of the bride walks up to one of the bartenders I was working with, and she's just like, hey, do you have a wheelchair? I'm like, fuck do I need a wheelchair for? Everyone can walk when they got here. So I'm like, okay, sure. Running down, grab it through like the guest services, bring it back up, and I'm like watching the father of the bride with the bridal party struggle to put the bride in the wheelchair. And I'm like, oh no.
Because she's devastated or also just hammered?
She's gone.
Okay, because she just started drinking.
Yeah, no, she's done.
Just drinking
when
her problems
I tell
away.
you that she was just like ragdolling in a wheelchair, head flopping every which side. She's out of there. Was there any conscious thought? The answer is no.
Jeez.
Was half her body alcohol? The answer is no, because it was 75% guaranteed. So after like I see her like being poured into the wheelchair, the mother of the bride walks up to the bar. She's just like, hey, do you guys have a garbage bag? I'm like, fuck do you need a garbage bag for? I'm like, yeah, sure, fine. Give her a black one. And I'm watching as she's pushing her daughter in this wheelchair. The daughter's head flopping side to side. Her dad trying to follow her mouth because you know it's going to projectile when it finally comes because she's done. And as I'm watching this catastrophe happen where the mother of the bride is taking her daughter back home to her childhood bedroom to sleep off the worst drunken hangover she's ever experienced.
Keep going. I'm going to fix the camera real quick. Keep going.
Of course. The mother of the bride looks over at us and she's just like, I knew this would happen. So she knew. She paid for this whole gigantic wedding, knew about the affair, knew it would be revealed today, still went through with it, let the whole staff know that she knew this was going to happen, and then took her daughter home. Elevator's closed.
What the hell was the point?
The end.
Like, so how many years ago did this happen?
This had to be at least 5 years. 5 years ago, yeah.
So, are they together?
You know the answer is no.
I don't know.
Well, sure, but this is not reality television.
Yes.
Maury Povich, where it's just like, I accept him for all his flaws. Yeah. No. Turns out the wedding certificate wasn't even fucking signed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
Okay.
the bride refused to have it signed.
Good for her.
I mean,
Yeah, huge
paid for this wedding.
Yeah, that sucks.
Like what?
We have a judge sitting here. Could she like sue to get like the wedding money back at any type of possibility of doing that at all?
No.
Probably not. Okay, I didn't know if there could be like some weird damages thing.
No, the only time that you sit there and get like your money back from my company is if it's the hand of God. Like,
no, I meant
who
like
decided?
if the bride paid for the wedding and then it happened, like going after the groom for covering the costs.
No.
Okay, I don't know. You could try. Okay. Well,
It's
I
so
mean, we literally have the best person in the room to give the answer.
True.
So that's the answer. No. I would normally have to call somebody like you to ask that question. He had some good stories. You should listen to the first episode when this comes out. You have to.
I will. Oh my God,
that's a damn good story.
Thank you.
And this is like I'm not going to dig deeper, but it's like this happened in Milwaukee.
Oh,
it's like a low. So there's gonna be people that hear this and be like, "Oh, I was there."
yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're gonna be like, "That lady's name is not Diane."
Here's what I hope happens. I hope this gets out far enough that it doesn't ruin anybody's lives. But somebody turns up with wedding photos and there's a picture of you with a broom on the dance floor. Like that would be the greatest thing that ever occurred. If someone's like, "Not only was I at that wedding, I looked through my photos and there you are."
Just
like in a still, like
hard.
you with the broom just in the background, just like listening in.
What?
Like,
you said what now?
Oh, like if there's an incriminating photo with you leaning in the. Oh my God, I'll shut the show down. That's gonna be the final episode because they'll have to make a movie about this. Like literally, if that picture shows up, show done. I'll make a different show to keep it going, but this show will be done.
This will just be it.
And Andy will be very upset. He'll have to co-host the other episode. So that's hilarious. That is such a good story. See, look, we're 3 for 3, Judge. I got you. I got the brand educator from Angel's Envy, and then Diana. The mystery Diana person.
The mystery lady.
Yes, the mystery goth.
Oh God, Virginia Tech.
Like, isn't that weird to think of your life like in those terms? Like, really line it up. Like, you went from that to that story. That's your life. That happened to you.
I would.
And I'm entertained.
Good.
Like your whole life.
You should be. Look at that. You had like a little mini story and a giant story.
Perfect. All right. I have one last question, and we like to ask one really random question just to like see what type of response you get. So, in movies, especially action films, there's always chase scenes, right? Mm-hmm. It seems like in all those movies, if there's a chase scene, they're going to run through a very busy kitchen in a hotel or restaurant.
Yeah.
Why do you what was the first time you think that happened, and why do they keep doing it?
Oh God, the first time?
Like, what movie do you think was the first one that's like, the director's like, we're going to run through a busy kitchen?
It would be The Matrix, not the first one, the second one.
Okay.
Which I remember through very vague lens. I don't know. I've done a lot of drugs. I can't really remember. But the point is, I think like the reason is,
in theory, you've done a lot of drugs.
In theory, you can't prove that. Anyone who says they have proof is a fucking liar.
Retired judge. Retired judge.
I would never
The
do
audacity
anything against the law. Ever.
Yeah.
I am a great citizen of this nation. Any hoozles.
I pay my taxes and I don't break the law.
I mean, do I pay my taxes? I mean, I do. No, rule number one of like doing crimes is don't fucking announce your crimes. Anyway,
on a podcast.
On a podcast.
In front of a retired judge.
In front of a retired judge. It's okay. He won't remember me. It's fine. Exactly. He bought me a shot of alcohol, and I think that is a conflict of interest. Anyway, look at that. I've got some law.
Objection.
Sustained. Anyway, I don't know.
Yes, the Matrix.
Yes.
Matrix.
Okay, so I think that the reason why is because it's like, what do you have that has like the trifecta of danger, right? Mm-hmm. You got the sharp pointies. You've got hot stuff. You have freezing cold stuff if they're being pretentious and using liquid nitrogen.
They sometimes go in the freezer. Yeah, and there's meat hanging from hooks.
Exactly. Yeah. And Rocky's in there punching it. I don't fucking know. But also you have like a very angry chef. And if anyone that's like worked in the service industry knows, having a pissy chef when you're trying to explain this really long, complicated ticket and he's just looking at you just like, when the fuck have we ever done that? Why? Why would you say that? Are you a fucking idiot? And they're just like having people just coming through. It's the most anxiety inducing thing you can experience.
I think that's the correct answer. Oh, I don't actually know any of the answers. I just like asking questions.
Well,
and getting opinions. I think at least the reason is the correct answer. Yeah, that makes sense. I never even thought about the chef part.
Oh no. Everyone knows.
An angry chef would be the most dangerous person in that scene.
The fucking worst one. He can poison everyone. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you don't want to piss that guy off.
No, fuck that guy.
Perfect.
You know who you are.
You're lucky these don't pick up that far.
Right.
Now everyone's going to wonder what you said, and we're not going to tell.
Never. It's a secret.
So, Diana, it was awesome randomly meeting you at the Swingin Door Exchange.
Yes.
I'm sure it sounds like you're a regular, so I'll see you there a lot, so this will be fun. But thank you for being on the show. This was awesome.
Did you have fun? Having me. I mean, I had a great blast.
I know. This is like a random, I didn't expect any of this on a Tuesday. No. This is fantastic.
I'm just trying to enjoy Taco Tuesday, have a couple of shots here and there.
Boom.
Like, yeah. And now look at me. I'm talking shit into a microphone. It's great.
Add it to your life story.
Apparently, my long life story full of shit.
Awesome. Hey, it entertained me.
Good.
And it's about to entertain tens more people.
So excited. I'm so excited to hear all about the ha-has, the hee-hees.
Now, my other show does hundreds of thousands of people, and we're trying to make theirs. So the people will hear it. It's a good story.
You know what? Let's just go ahead and keep it at the 10.
We'll keep it the tens for now.
I was not careful enough when it comes to some of the details, but it's fine.
It was 5 years ago. What's the statute of limitations? You got 2 more years, roughly?
Tell me, Judge.
Yeah, he gave you the thumbs up. You're all good.
All right, sounds greght.
Two more years. Yeah, this won't get big for like another month. So you're whatever. But thanks for being on the show. This is awesome. And let's go back over and have a drink real quick.
Fuck yeah. Thank
you.
All right.
Bye, everybody.